Baba never found out about Mama's illness. She only fell ill when he was away on business. It was as if, when the world was empty of him, she and I remained as stupid reminders, empty pages that had to be filled with the memory of how they had come to be married. I sat watching her beautiful face, her chest rise and fall with breath, unable to leave her side, hearing the things she had just told me swim and repeat in my head. Eventually I left her and went to bed. When she woke up, she came to me. I felt her weight sink beside me, then her fingers in my hair. The sound of her fingernails on my scalp reminded me of once when I was unlucky. I'd thrown a date in my mouth before splitting it open, only discovering it was infested with ants when their small shelled bodies crackled beneath my teeth. I lay there silent, pretending to be asleep, listening to her breath disturbed by tears. During breakfast, I tried to say as little as possible. My silence made her nervous. She talked about what we might have for lunch. She asked if I would like some jam or honey. I said no, but she went to the fridge and got some anyway. Then, as was usual on the mornings after she'd been ill, she took me on a drive to pull me out of my silence, to return me to myself again. Waiting for the car to warm up, she turned on the radio, skipped through the dial and didn't stop until she heard the beautiful voice of Abdul Basit Abdul Samad. I was glad because, as everyone knows, one must refrain from speaking and listen humbly to the Qur'an when it is read. Just before we turned into Gregarish Street, the street that follows the sea, Bahlul the beggar appeared out of nowhere. Mama hit the brakes and said, "Ya Satir." He wandered over to her side, walking slowly, clasping his dirty hands tightly to his stomach, his lips quivering. "Hello, Bahlul," Mama said, rummaging in her purse. I see you, he said. And although these were the words Bahlul most often uttered, this time I thought what an idiot Bahlul is, and wished he would just vanish. I watched him in the side mirror standing in the middle of the street, clutching the money Mama had given him to his chest, like a man who has just caught a butterfly. She took me downtown to the Sesame Man in the market by Martyrs Square, the square that looked onto the sea, the square where a sculpture of Septimius Severus, the Roman emperor born all those years ago in Lepsis, proudly stood. She bought me as many sesame sticks as I wanted, each wrapped in white wax paper twisted at either end. I refused to let her put them in her bag. On such mornings I was always stubborn. "But I have some more shopping to do," she said. "You're bound to drop them like this." "No," I said, curling my eyebrows. "I'll wait for you outside," and walked off angrily, not caring if I lost her or became lost from her in the big city. "Listen," she called after me, attracting people's attention. "Wait for me by Septimius Severus." There was a large cafe on one side that spilled out onto the passageway. Men, some faces I recognized from before, sat playing dominoes and cards. Their eyes were on Mama. I wondered if her dress shouldn't be looser.